What is going on, man? You're too warm. You're too hot. Snap the fuck out of it, son. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blackbird podcast. How are y'all doing? Are you all good? Are you all well? Welcome back to the Blackbird podcast. Second of the day. All the folks now who went to UKFAC are done and dusted. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had a good experience. I'm sure you did. Wills, must be fun. Or it must be said. Sure, how bad can it be? I saw a few photos, but it looked like you're just up in the mountains a lot. Middle of fucking nowhere. Oh, I was meant to take notes. I was taking loads of notes on stuff. Just ideas that were popping into my head instead of just, winging it. I'm still winging it, I suppose. But I asked for some more questions, didn't I? And I got it in big print. It's a massive print, like. That's why there's so many pages. It's about 2 pages on 8 pages. You know what I mean? With all the print. Because I was thinking, okay, with the whole UKFAC thing, which is great. Oh, of course it is. Like, wonder where it is next year. And then during the week, booked 2 tickets. One for the Champs. When is that on? The Champs. I think it's on the last weekend of May. And then you have in the 7th of June, I think it is, that burger guy down at the Set2 Arena. Which sounds good. I was only talking to Jared last night. Ticking. And he was telling me it's like so many arrows. I was like, really? I didn't think it was... I didn't read it. I just saw a competition. Are you going? Sure. Boom. Gone. There you go. We're going. What's happening in it? I don't know. All I know is that the Set2 Arena. And it'll probably definitely happen. So I said, I'll go. And then I find out, like, yeah, you better start... seriously doing some practicing because it's like a lot of arrows, which would be great, which would be fun. So I started thinking, I suppose because those 3 things were in my head, and then with all the cancellations and stuff thus far this year, but now it's kind of on good footing. Okay, so you had those 2 booked, and then you start thinking about, okay, what follows and blah blah blah. So then you're thinking, okay, questions to use as stepping stones through thoughts of an untrained mind. These are the notes now I've written down to share. Because I must get vitamins or something for my fucking brain. It's just, the poor thing is mush. So I got confused because I was thinking that's good. That's a good line of thought, because I was brainstorming an idea that I was struggling to quantify to myself. And so then I said, okay, I'll go online and I'll be brainstorming it with the fucking chat GPT guy. And not much help, really. I guess they didn't understand me. Could have been that. But then they gave me all these questions, and I haven't read them, but there was like the first dozen or so. I just glanced at them and was, for fuck's sake. By the very question, you can see that you missed the fucking point completely. And it's like, if you didn't make notes, you might lose it. So I'm going to try to fucking go on about whatever it was that popped into my head. And this doesn't have to be just about archery, you know what I mean? This can be about any endeavour that one endeavours to endeavour. But archery is, I know more people I talk to more people who do archery than I do who do art. So it felt right. and it was actually in the vein of archery that I was thinking about, because I started shooting my bow yesterday in earnest. I started practicing with the Batman bow and the new arrows from Jose from Cloud Archery. They fly straight. It's the only thing that was good about yesterday. It was nice to be shooting and all, but I don't know, is it because they got a bit wet, the feathers or whatever? No, that wasn't it. It was me. But I was recording as well. The 7-year-old was trying to record it. I think he went for about, I don't know, 20 minutes before. It's either grass and yellow wellies most of the time. Then there's sky and a bit of a bow. And then there was maybe 2 shots where I thought, I can use that now to slow it down, analyze, and say, oh yeah, that's not good. Oh, that's definitely not good. You got to work on that, and then you got to work on that. Creeping arrow. Those arrows longer than I should. These are meant to be actually for indoor, I think, is what I was thinking when I got these arrows. But anyway, so it got me into that mindset. And the notes I made actually don't make much sense, but I got very serious about it in my own head. And I was thinking, I'll talk to Anto. Anto knows shit. And Anto's like, you know nothing, kid. You dick cunt. What are you at? And I was like, okay, I'm obviously not explaining myself very well because I've lost the fucking run of it. So let's see what I have written down. Is pursuing the perfect form realistic for everybody in everyday club archery? And my response to that was, it is not realistic. And the reason I said it's not realistic is, now I get it. It's so individual, you know. Everyone's coming at it their own way, but I have a problem kind of with pursuing perfect form from a textbook or whatever. It's kind of like that becomes a burden on the mind of the one who's trying to replicate this thing, as opposed to just tapping into a natural kind of, you know, that fucking awesome vibe you have at the start when you take up archery and you think, fuck, I think I'm excellent at this. I think I could be really good at this. And then you plateau. And then you're like, what happened? What went wrong? And then you're just you're spiraling. It'll happen to everybody. So what was I writing here? Perspective. So no was my answer. Yeah. It's you and your bow, so be you with your bow. Not some attempt at trying to remember some book text and replicate or mimic someone who's winning all the time. Find you instead of mimicking them, who seem promoted for winning medals and all of that. Right, it's a carnival of emotion. Yeah, so it's just food for thought, you know. It's why do you go into competitions? Why do you go into competitions? I go into competitions for the fucking crack, you know what I mean? For the opportunity to fucking... You kind of go to your calendar, say the competition is on then, and we have X amount of weeks till then. Then you plan, you try to force a little training regimen for yourself. And then you say, between here and there, I'm going to practice X amount. And you do. Or will you try? And that's kind of what I use competitions for. Because I've had a pure shit show of a fucking journey into archery. It's kind of, usually you join a club, you know, you'll join a club and you'll get a coach and you'll be coached into, or up to a standard where you can go shoot club competitions, and then, you know, you might get coaching periodically thereafter. We kind of just we didn't really do that. We just got the fucking bow, and once we did join a club, there was no real coaching per se, because everyone else is doing something completely different. And then the brother went and started doing, he started doing it straight off the bat. But a recurve, there was very little. And that was fine by me because, you know, you like to just... Right, how far away is that? I don't know. But I'm going to try to hit it. And just figure it out by yourself. It'll take probably slower, longer for you to get there. But I think it's worth going at it. It's raining. It's fucking raining. So I don't like looking down at this fucking thing. It's like... Okay. So what other fucking points were made? So yeah, it's pursuing perfect form realistic for everybody in an everyday club in archery. I think no. I think that's horseshit, okay? And anyway, everyone has a different fucking opinion. Of course they do. You know, coaches want to coach. And they'll tell you need a coach, and you might be like, but you're a cunt, okay? I can't stand you. You annoy me, and you're a bit fucking mental. And you just might feel like you're being hammered into a shape that is not for you. Okay, and off you go. You go do your own thing. That's all well and good. That's your own business. Would I encourage anyone to take up archery? Yes, 100% I would. Everybody. There was something I read there about having human agency in a digital world. I think that's just convoluted horseshit, okay? There's always going to be something. There's always been something. There's always some fucking technology to distract you, be it books back in the day, newspapers, you know, all reading and fucking all that crap, and radio and television. There's always something else to distract you. So I think that's just overdone by media, just acting the maggot as they do. So, but I do see why, you know, it's a good thing to take up, because you're using your hands and your eye coordination. If you go out to the competitions, especially in the woods, you travel every weekend. Well, when it's fucking on. You travel when you can, and you go see cool places that you wouldn't otherwise see, and you're trekking up hills, down ravines, around trees and stuff, up on cliff tops. It's class, pure class. And then you get outdoors pretty much when you're at home, if you're training at home, or you go to your club or your range, whatever. So you get a little routine, but it's usually, you can forget about the range and the club and the people, because it starts with you and your objectives. So you start having this little relationship with you and your objectives, and then you start fulfilling them, and then you start getting pissed off by them, and then you start getting wrecked by them, and then you start getting that kind of, oh, I'm doing better now, and then you're off on that little, again, carnival of emotion, and it's awesome, and it does filter into your everyday. I don't know, I think it's like it centers you nearly or something, or recenters you in your everyday, whatever it is you're at. You know, you don't have to be always thinking about archery, but it's the way you'll approach everything else. You'll approach the same way you probably do your archery. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, people? Get your body and mind outdoors, and that's always good. And then you put yourself in situations where failure is not crippling, as in mental. Focus, take the shot, strive for a better result. I'm all fucked up today. Pain is information. Try to understand it. Pain is information. That's all it is. People know the slightest fucking thing and they're like, someone shot him. Christ. Life is pain, people. Deal with it. It's pain. So yeah, get a good relationship with pain, but don't go all psycho, like, you know what I mean? Just fucking get real. The amount of times I whacked myself with a fucking hammer in the cold morning, Christ, first thing I might add. Okay, it should take a minute, but you get at it. And you make shit of that stones, you fuck them up. There's no more stone. So pain is information. So understand that. And your perceived failure can we'll say after a competition, should not be avoided. If recognized, charge in, sit in it, grow from it, smile at it. Failure isn't It's like pain, it's misunderstood. You gotta sit in it. I mean, I've been going to competitions now, and well, okay, my recent history isn't great, but the last 12 months have been a fucking wilderness. And it's, you keep going when you can get them. You go. And it's like, you're going to try, but I don't know what it is. It's nothing to do with your ability. It's you. Because you know that first 10 minutes in the morning when you wake up, it's like you can decide whether you're going to be good today or you're going to try. Now, saying you're going to try isn't good enough, okay? You got to be, like, committed. You got to say, oh, today is going to be the fucking day, man. I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to have an awesome day. Super day. And you got to do that. You got to say it aloud to you. Because it fucking triggers that. It's like the brain is waking up too. It's like, what are we doing today? Oh, we're having a good day today? Okay, let's get on it. And everything is programmed into that. And then you act accordingly. But, you know, you can get up on the darkest fucking mornings and maybe it's not quite firing for you. But you gotta still go. You know? I've gone to shoots there now and I'm thinking I'm all for it today. And then it's like your feet are like blocks of fucking concrete. And so this is gonna suck. And then it starts raining and it's like... then you're slowed down for some reason. You can't get your momentum and it's like you're picking things to be bitching at in your head, none of which have anything to do with anything. But this is like a learning thing. You learn this as you go. I'm sure everyone has this, and everyone has this awareness of like, oh yeah, it's me. I'm being cunty today. I better snap out of it. And you make that effort, you know what I mean? You're just tired, that's all. You're tired of all the over fucking stimulus from media, which we all are. We all get it, like. So that's pretty much number one. It's kind of like, yeah, it's great to be. I mean, this morning and last night again, I was watching these Korean lads at it. I think it was 4 years ago they had this shoot off for world champs. They're fucking machines, like, you know what I mean? And you're like, what am I at? Look at these fucking guys. They're unbelievable. But you'd be thinking like, I don't know. Maybe on my best day, I'll give them a run for their fucking money. I bet you they wouldn't be too great at fucking 3D targets. So you start having these little fucking adventures in your mind. And you're thinking, yeah, you know what, it's no biggie. I can probably be awesome at this. But I just gotta stop fucking, not quitting, but fucking being so blasé about it. Because even when you don't want to do it and you do it, there was a spell there where I was going out like 4 or 5 times a week. And I was getting in X amount of hours, regardless of how I felt about it. And I was like, okay, let's look at what this is doing. Are we creeping? Are we blah, blah, blah? Then you start videoing shit. People might think that's some kind of ego trip, but trust me, it is not, because it is the biggest battering to you. When you watch it back and then you slow it down, you're like, oh, fuck, I thought I had that under control. And then you see, you might have a sequence of 2 shots in a row, and you see big differences in what you've done in those 2 shots. And you're like, oh, son of a bitch. So then you're in a bad mood and you're kind of you just want to slap yourself. So you kind of put yourself, these things just happen, you know what I mean? And it's not like I'm thinking I'm going to the Olympics, because that dream died after 6 months of joining this archery dream. It comes up now and then. Maybe. But then you can't even... You watch the way people get on about their gear. Some people are dialed in. Some people then just go along just for the kicks, just for laughs. It's just a hobby. I'm like, that's nice. I tried this. It doesn't fucking float for me. If I go there and I'm being the clown, I seem to shoot better just by being yourself and being happy out and having the mess, having the crack. If I'm there with a bunch of serious cunts, okay, I'm going to have to break their brain in the course of the day, you know, because this isn't going to do well for me, because I don't like that environment. It's too stiff. I like to be, if I'm outdoors, I like to be, you know, feral. Have a bit of fucking movement about you. Get some fucking action going. and just get some momentum going. And it's all I want. But perceive, because I've had failures there where I'd come away and I'm like, if I'd have just done X, Y, if, and it's a waste of fucking time. It really is. So now when I fuck it up, and I see who's there, because you know there's folks you'll meet there, and you start meeting them regularly, and then you're messaging one another and whatnot on the phone. You're like, oh, I'm not going to see these fuckers now for whatever the next shoot is. So you put it in the back of your mind, and you just go and you have to laugh. And you get mocked, you get ridiculed, and you do the same back to them. It's all fun. It's all good crack. You're there for the crack at this stage. You know, you've already fucked up. You probably fucked up with the first 10 arrows. You just didn't realize it. So it's like on the way home, then it's a different ball game, because you can get really silly with yourself. Like, you know, you'd be thinking, oh. But at the end of the day, what are you looking for? What do you want? What are you getting? Why are you doing it? Why? Why? Why are you doing archery? Obviously, if you're going to go to a competition, you're thinking you want to win it. And you're looking at people who you know train more, you know, they're disciplined. It's their life. They're training all the time. And you're like, I don't know, I think I'll take them. And it's nice. It's a nice belief to have. Because some days you will take them. And you can't believe it. They can't believe it. No one can believe it. But it's happened. So explain that. And it's not luck. Before anyone says, oh, it's luck. It's not luck, because you know. I think what you got to do is you got to be fucking absolutely one vision, one mind, be one. Forget them. Forget everything about them while you're shooting. Just focus on what you're doing and what you've been doing. And I find that when you do that, you do very well. Surprisingly well, even. You get some surprisingly good shots. But then the messer in you comes out and you start saying, oh, I don't want to be fucking... It's a tightrope. So don't be silly. Everyone is crazy. Just subtle differences. We're all monkeys wearing clothes, pretending to be something we're not, okay? So exhaust your body, breathe hard, feel the fatigue physically and mentally. Don't cry about it. I'm always crying about it. You might have noticed. But it's good. You got to. I think you do anyway. Because if you're going to be, you know, laughing about it and whistling about it when you win, you gotta... It's just who you are. Everyone's different, I suppose. Everyone is fucking different. Some people win and they sneak off home. Some people lose and they sneak off home. So it's nothing to do with winning and losing. That's just a perk. It's not even a perk. It's a fucking, you know, oh yeah, it's fun. It's nice. Bragging rights. But it's nothing more. It's nothing more than what the whole thing is in the course, in the lead up to it. Everything you've done, the whole behavior, your dedication. I mean, it takes dedication. It's not an easy thing once you start fucking getting overloaded with information. You're like, oh fuck. Then you get new bows, new arrows, new fucking this and that. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Everything has a transition time. It just does. The feel of it is different. You got to tune into that. And yeah, it's a trip. Okay? So, this will what? I can't read my own fucking writing. Oh yeah, home practice. Is it good or bad? Pros and cons of practicing at home. Sure, they're the same as practicing anywhere. It's just every other place someone's watching you and trying to tell you what you're doing right or wrong. Because I've been shooting, or we'll say at a range in the past, and someone will say, you're doing this wrong, you should be doing it this way. And straight away in my mind, I'm just like, fuck you, fuck off. And they could have vastly more experience than you. But it's just, I don't know, it's just fucking, you know, fuck off. I didn't ask. So that, you might have that in you, okay? And that's okay. As long as you don't. As long as you can control it. As long as you just have that twitch. And leave it at that. You know, just say, no, I'm okay, thank you. And maybe you say, okay, what are you thinking? Because I'd be shooting away and I'd be doing okay, and then I can see as the evening goes on that my arrows start to fall down the page and my accuracy isn't what it was the first hour, we'll say. And all that's happening there is you're fucking tired, okay? You keep trying to do what you were doing in the first hour when you're kind of excited. You had that energy. Oh, I'm here now. I'm doing my archery. Great. Whatever you do in your real world life. But here now you're doing your archery. The first hour you're doing super. But then the fatigue kicks in. The lack of bow fitness kicks in. And someone just happens to see that. And they're thinking, oh, this poor cunt has been here now for the last 2 hours. And this is why he's at. Oh, I better help him. But it's not the case. It's just, So you have to be aware that just because they're, I don't know, they might be a coach, they might be, a hot shot, they might be very, very good. But if you're fucking doing your thing, don't let that undermine your thinking, okay? You know what you're doing. So just keep doing what you're doing. I'm not saying be a dick about it. You can say yes or no, of course you can. But just don't let it bounce into your head the wrong way. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, when you're at home, you can, don't forget, you can practice every day if you want in either a hallway or a room. Yeah, so distance shouldn't really come into it. If you're restricted, you might be living in an apartment or in a pokey little room or whatever. You can still get your boat together and go through the motions. You know what I mean? It all adds up at the end of it, like. You don't have to be shooting 60 fucking yards. Just be going through your shot process and whatever, your shot cycle. So just work with what you got. The time you stop for a week or a few is actually not a bad thing. It's a good thing, I think. Because you can overdo your brain. You can have a little burnout. You can get pissed off with it. And you'll be like, fuck this, fuck that. I'm out of here. Don't do that. So all these things were just fucking going in the washing machine of my mind. It's great if you can have a schedule. Schedule is key. I find it impossible to get a schedule, probably because of the nature of my work and the fact that the distances vary and you're back. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't get a constant kind of setup. So what have I written here now? Oh yeah, here's another one. When you do get into it in a big way and you're thinking, well, this is what I do. It's simple as that. I'm sorry. A big bowl of soup. Yeah, this is what I do now. Because what is it? After 2 weeks of doing it every day, it becomes a habit or something. And after 6 weeks, it's now what you do. So you just do it. This is what you do. I was like that when I took up the guitar. It was just, yeah, I do that. So, but sometimes when you start going off, as you probably know, someone knows, some might not. You'll have people, be it friends or family, and they might start kind of nagging you. You know what I mean? They might say, what are you doing that for? You're putting some effort into that. Geez, you paid so money for that. Geez, you're doing this. You're going there? What, are you crazy? You know what I mean? All these little fucking snide remarks. And it's like, you know, you might say, why don't you come along and give it a go? Oh, fuck. And you gotta just tell them to fuck off. This is the simplest way. Nip it in the bud straight away and say, listen, this is what I do. Now fuck off, okay? I'm happy to talk to you about it. I'm happy to get you to get involved. I'm happy to help you. But if this is no interest to you, I accept that. I respect that. You know, and I expect you to show me the same respect. Now, if it's not for you, and don't be annoying me. So just fuck off with your silliness, okay? Who knows why people do these things? I don't know. But yeah, you gotta fight for your thing. So just say, yeah, look, you fuck off. Oh yes, it'll be fun then. You can be nice about it, but I find that they don't get it when you're nice. When you go through all the channels, you know, of the normal channels, as they call them, The ones that everyone seemed to agree upon before you arrived into the world. Those ones. Yeah, when you go and do that, and you do it like with charm, and they still don't fucking get it. They don't want to get it. Do you understand? They don't want to get it. There's a reason why they're being a nag in the first place. So you're misinterpreting the situation. What you gotta say is, listen, fuck off. Okay? This is what I do. End of. And that's the end of it. And off you go. They come around eventually. And if they don't, fuck them. It is what it is. There's no sugarcoating it. Some people are just that way. So anyway, while I was along this little adventure, like, look at all these fucking questions, I thought, okay, this is the thing I'm getting into lately. If I have this fucking idea, this notion, and it stays for more than a day or two, I'll say, okay, I'm going to try to make a thing out of it. Because it's in rewatching, I'll find that I'll hear things that I didn't remember saying or didn't think, or it wasn't in the mix at the beginning. So it's kind of interesting. It just pokes a response, and that can be enlightening. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I mean, you don't have to fucking watch it, listen to it. What makes someone feel qualified to compete against veterans? Now that straight away for me is a stupid fucking question. I think like, okay, this fucking computer is not listening to me. If this is the first question it brings me, what makes someone feel qualified to compete against veterans? Qualified? Feel? Fuck off. So that's, alright, where have I a pen? I had a cool pen actually I got last week, a handmade pen. It's a fucking beauty. I should have brought it in. I have no pen. Anyway, so okay, let's give it a go, shall we? What makes someone feel qualified to compete against veterans? That's a stupid question. You're there, they are there, you are both archers. The birth certificate is irrelevant, okay? You just shoot. That's the end of it. Don't be thinking about shit like that. That's fucking silly. Cop hunt yourself. If this is you, stop. Is experience always an advantage, or can it become inertia? Inertia, as in inertia, can it give you turbulence? Can it put you off? I guess it can, you know. It's yes and yes. It can be an advantage. Of course it can be an advantage. Or can it become inertia? It can become inertia because you can get lazy, I think, you know. And you can stop reading the room. I think that's true. So it's neither here nor there. It is what it is. What's the difference between years spent and deliberate improvement? Fuck all, I would say. I mean, let's be fucking real. You can practice the physical, but when you go into competitions, then I'm a big believer, especially after the last few I've been in. There's a different energy, folks. In every competition, the energy is different, and I'm absolutely convinced everyone is picking up on this energy, and it does affect you. It can fucking mess with you. So you got to go in there. You got to enjoy it. You got to dance to it like it's music, and you got to just get in the groove, you know, or else you're fucked. So yeah, I suppose experience will help in that regard. But the difference between years spent and deliberate improvement. Again, that's a stupid question. What's the difference between years spent and deliberate improvement? You're improving all the time in one capacity or another, be it physically, with your accuracy, with your coordination, your shot cycle. And the improvement could be that could happen at the end of a fucking marathon of years because the penny finally dropped, because you finally figured something out for yourself. And you go, yeah, I get it. I get it. I can do this. And off you go. At what point does confidence become delusion? Well, first of all, I have an issue with this confidence word. I think it's horseshit. I really do. But as I read it, I would say, at what point does confidence become delusion? When you think I suppose, well, obviously I'm going to win it today, and you mean it and you believe it, that's when you're delusional. And you're disrespecting yourself. Why do some people improve dramatically faster than others? Because they're dramatically gifted. Okay? Same in every sport, in every fucking facet of life. Some people take the shit faster than others. Deal with it. And stop being a bitch. Okay. Can modern training methods compress decades of learning? I don't think so. Do experienced competitors sometimes rely too much on instinct? I wouldn't know. What psychological advantages can a newcomer have? I think the fact that they don't have all the information that they'll eventually try to acquire and end up getting confused by it and buckled by it for a spell and then tested, will you go through the shit times? So that, I suppose. You're oblivious to that, is what I mean. You're unshackled by it. And that can give you that great freedom, you know. It's like running down that hill when you're a kid and you know you get that feeling you're going to fall over. And you're belting it down the hill. And you know any minute now you're just going to fucking trip and you start laughing your head off uncontrollably. That kind of freedom. So why are hungry competitors often more dangerous than comfortable ones? Because they're hungry. They want to fucking prove it to themselves. You know what I mean? And they can maybe be a tad over eager, reckless in that regard. Whereas the comfortable ones, they're probably experienced. You know, they're relaxed. Maybe they don't have the podium in mind. Maybe they're just going through not going through the motions. They're just there because they want to be there and they're enjoying it. They enjoy the vibe, they enjoy the people, the energy, the whole spectacle of it. And that's it for them. So they're comfy. Is talent overrated, underrated, or misunderstood? Talent. Look, I just said talent is... I prefer to have talent than to not have talent. I'll put it like that. Okay? How much of elite performance is technical skill versus emotional control? Oh, that would put the cat amongst the pigeons. How much of elite performance is technical skill versus emotional control? I wager a guess it's a combination of the two. That's what I would think. What actually happens mentally during competition pressure? What did I think happened? Mentally, not much. That's probably why I'm not winning. You kind of get... I think you get fatigued faster because you're fucking... unless you're going in there and you're so focused. If you're so focused from the first arrow, I think you're good. But if you go in there and you're fucking half-assing it, you can get yourself into a spot of difficulty. You can get tired faster. You start fucking getting dehydrated. You forget to drink. You get forgetful. And then you just start... Your focus is just not what it should be. So these kind of things happen, you know. Why do people perform differently in practice versus tournaments? Well, everything I just said. In practice, you're having fun. There's no real... you have your objective. For me now, it's like if you go for 2-hour practice, I'm thinking, okay, in the first hour, set the fucking tone. And the trick is, in the second hour, is try to keep that going. Doesn't always happen, but you're not too bothered about it. You're just happy that you're going through the motions physically and you're working on stuff and you're addressing things and you're at it, you're after it. So you're relaxed, you're having fun, you're chit-chatting and you're doing what you want to do. Can belief alone improve physical performance? Can belief alone improve physical performance? 100%, I think, yes. What role does identity play in winning or losing? What role does identity play in winning or losing? Well, that's a massive question. That's a massive question. For me, what do I think? What role does identity play in winning or losing? Identity, what do you mean? What does that even mean? I'd say no role. Do people unconsciously limit themselves based on seniority? I think so. I really do. I think there's nearly a weird politeness. Oh, I don't want to beat them. I don't want to fucking upset them. You know, I think that is the case. I've seen it with other people, and that's the vibe I got. How much does intimidation affect outcomes before competition even begins? Intimidated by the event, like? I think that can be sizable. I think that affects a bunch of people. Depends on how the individual approaches it. Again, I mean, have they made it a bigger thing than what it actually is? It's only a fucking competition. Calm down. No one's going to die, hopefully. How much does intimidation affect outcomes before competition even begins? Yeah, I think it can be significant. I think it can be significant. A lot of people are defeated before the first arrow, like. I think. What separates obsession from discipline? Obsession from discipline. I suppose the doing it, schedule, keeping to your schedule. Obsession, they can just be diluted, like. Is consistency more important than brilliance? I don't think so. Again, I prefer to be brilliant. You know what I mean? You see, back in the day, you'd be watching a game and it feel like this game is going on for fucking days. A soccer game, and next thing, you wouldn't hear your favourite player be mentioned all through the game. And then he'd pop up and probably get a hat-trick in the last 10 minutes and win the whole thing. That's brilliance. So yeah, I'll take some brilliance, please. What habits cause people to plateau? What habits cause people to plateau? I think I was reading a psychologist thing before, and they said that there's a number of people who, as soon as they get significantly good at a thing, quickly, that's it. Okay, I gotta try something different now because this is not excuse me, it's not challenging anymore. And this is the thing. There was a guy, I forget his name now, he's an English Formula 1 driver. Son of a bitch. Excuse me. Back in the day. And he won the world champs in the Formula 1. A rainy night, I think it was in Japan. Was that where the final was? I might be wrong. Brilliant race, heavy rain. You couldn't see a goddamn thing. And he won it and he became the champ, the world champion. And that, kind of after that, he just didn't bother really anymore. And it seemed like, well, I'm the world champion. I've done it. I've proven it to myself. And in his brain, the whole makeup of his mind has gone to a new challenge now. Gone to look for something else worth chasing. And that's how some people are. I get it. So why would you bother? Like, you know, you are the world champion. Oh yeah, what habits cause people to plateau for years? Yeah, so that's what it is. Or else, I think another reason could be, if they stay at it, like, they just take on way too much information that doesn't really... It's like they're in quicksand mentally, and they just keep grabbing the wrong fucking information, and now they're overburdened with it. And it's like, what is it? Paralysis by analysis? Is this it? Where you just basically you're a fucking deer in the headlights. That's what it is. How do elite performers study failure differently? I don't know. Why do some people need permission before they attempt greatness? Because of the culture they're in. You know, it's not like I said, you're in a fucking hall, you're shooting arrows, or you're in the woods, you're shooting arrows. At the end of the day, you're not shooting for to fill your belly. You know, you're not shooting for survival. You're not in a war. So it's like there's another thing I was watching where you have these rats in a fucking science experiment, and they won't play ball because they know it's a fucking experiment. They know that they're going to get the food eventually. So it's like once they figured that out, I was like, oh, fuck you and your experiment. I'm not doing it. They're lazy. So yeah, some people need permission before they attempt greatness. I don't know, is it permission? Permission from who, like? From themselves? I don't know. A lot of people, like, are just so different, so who knows? I imagine if there was 20 people I asked this question to, and they were, I'll give you my honest answer, I imagine it'd be different 20 times. Is humility always useful in competition? Fuck humility, okay? If you have to act this, fuck it. Fucking humility. Just be nice, okay? Be polite. Your mother reared you right, they'll be polite. You don't need to be humility. Fuck, if you win, you win. Awesome. So what does a beginner see that experts sometimes stop noticing? The thrill. The thrill of the race. Are veterans protecting wisdom or protecting status? That's just, look. People are people. I'm sure some fucking idiots feel this way, but I think the majority of them, the most of the wisdom, as they say, it's been handed over, like, not even for asking. Many people, many veterans even, are very quick to fucking offer up words of wisdom to you, encouragement, tips. What's more dangerous, overconfidence or hesitation? There we go with that confidence again. But in the context of the question, I'd say they're equally dangerous. It's like some drivers, my God almighty, they're driving so fucking slow. They are a danger. And then you have the loons who go fucking speedballing. They're equally a danger. So it's kind of that. They're equally dangerous. I would have none of them on my team. How much of winning is strategic psychology rather than raw ability? Again, I'd say there's a combination of both there. Strategic psychology and raw ability married together through experience. Because at the champs, the European indoor champs, we were talking with a bunch of folks there, and they were all saying it wasn't their first European indoor champs, and I think they all probably finished in the top 10. And compared to their first outing, we'll say, in the European champs, they were nowhere to be seen. They were last, second last, and then they'd say what they did. They changed their setup. They examined everything about what they were at based on people they met there who were doing better than them. That's how they learned. They just looked to those who were doing better than them and say, okay, I'm gonna take a leaf out of their book and try to improve. Can pressure reveal skill more accurately than practice does? I guess. I'd say yes. Why do some underdogs succeed while most fail? Well, it's a law of averages or something. Why do some underdogs, and then while most fail? Well, of course you're going to get some. It's fucking dope. If someone with 3 years beats someone with 30 years, what would that actually prove? It would prove that the one with 3 years beat the one who had 30 years. It proved fucking nothing. It proves on the day one had porridge, one did that. It doesn't prove anything. Does winning change how people reinterpret your journey afterwards? Who gives a fuck? Are people judged more by results or by perceived legitimacy? Who gives a fuck? What's the fastest realistic path from competent to elite? Practice. You dope. practice and get into as many different shoots as you can, because those are the best practices, really. What sacrifices are usually hidden behind rapid improvement? Oh, Jesus, a lot, I'd say. Social life, personal relationships, everything about you. If you're a person who's going to excel at a thing, no matter what it is, and there's a rapid improvement, unless you're taking drugs, like if this is all natural and you're just so dialed in and you're after it, yeah, of course you're going to have to fucking lock down and lock it in and just fucking go laser focus at it. Like when you're not working or sleeping, that's what you're at. So everything else is excluded. So yeah, that's a sacrifice. Is mastery about adding skills or removing interference? It's about both. What kind of mindset survives repeated failure? What kind of mindset survives repeated failure? A learning mindset, I would say. How do you know when ambition is realistic? The fucking word should be counter to realistic at all times. And to do what you haven't done before. Oh, that's not realistic. But it's ambitious. So a fucking silly question. Why do humans respect confidence even before evidence appears? Why do you keep going on about confidence, computer? I don't know the answer to that. Can someone become elite without becoming obsessive? Maybe. What's the difference between wanting to win and expecting to win? Delusion. To be delusional. You shouldn't be expecting to win. Christ, that's stupid. So yeah, and at the end of it all then, what is it at the end of the day? It's a journey, really. You're learning, you're growing. You're growing a new skill, you're growing how to use that new skill, how to be with that new skill, the landscape of it, the seasons of it, and how they affect you and I was a pure moody cunt, like, at the start. When we started going to shoots and I was losing hours, breaking hours, and I was like, what in the fuck? What's going on? And no one be telling you nothing because, they don't know you. You forget this. You think everyone's going to come up and be all, hey, buddy. No, not at all. Although there was a few, like, there was Mick Seri, and Mick Seri straight off the bat after about 20 minutes was like, I'd say you're fucking mental, are you? So I knew we'd get along straight away. Then there was Owen Reynolds. Clicked straight away at Owen. Owen's sound out. Loads of fucking knowledge. Owen does. Loads of knowledge. You can see it in all the people that he's trained, coached even. So there's an argument there, like, for... I suppose the whole point of it is, it's an individual thing, no matter what. Your approach can be good or bad. It can work or it can't. You figure it out as you go. And you get the help when you need it, if you need it. But because when I look at, we'll say, a perfect example would be Owen Reynolds. When I see the folks he's coached, their form is fucking splendid. It really is. It's poetic nearly. Reminded me straight away. I saw one, then I saw two, and it was like they were twins in their form. And so you can only associate it to their coach. And I thought, yeah, that's like the signature of that club now. That form. It reminded me of the Japanese things I used to be watching, but quicker maybe. But yeah, it's just poetic and effective. So, yeah. I think if you're going to be honest about everything, then you got to put your hand up and say, yeah, we're contradictions. We're constantly contradictions. You can say, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, and I know I shouldn't be doing this, and yet you do it with a fucking smile on your face. So yeah, it's a mirror of a sort, if you let it, and you can't. Of course you can't. You shouldn't beat yourself up over it. But at the same time, if if you find yourself in a place where you are beating yourself up over it, then fucking do it. Beat this shit out of yourself, okay? Take it, and fucking learn from it. It's information. You're learning more about you, your reaction to a thing, and you know that's till your dying days. You're going to be. There's no one knows everything, okay? There's a lot of good actors out there, but they don't know shit. They're the same as you and I. Some days they're good, some days they're not so good. Some days they're calm, polite, maybe even charming. Other days they're psychotic, okay? They're kicking puppies when no one's looking. And this is just the way it is. So don't be afraid to be fucking mental. I think that's what I'm saying in this podcast. Give yourself permission to be a fucking psycho. Be a loon, be a fool, be a clown. Be it all at once if need be. But just fucking be. And enjoy your archery, and you'll get some awesome shots. I know you will. I be there on the worst possible days. And next thing I pull off some, we'll say 6 in a row, and they're all fucking Hollywood shots. And I'm thinking, damn, I think I might be good at this after all. And it gives you that nice little pickup that you kind of need. Because you know you felt everything. You've seen it before it's happened, and then it's happened. It's just you're more erratic, perhaps, in your approach to everything. But when the juice is good, it's golden. It's fucking honey, sweet nectar. It's splendid. And that, believe it or not, those few shots are enough to make you go another 12 fucking months to try and, get more consistency with it. So yeah, it's a fucking beautiful trip. But I like I say, I get this with everything. With art, I would get that with certain paintings, and even when I was doing the guitar and writing and all that, you could write a song in the evening, and you'd play it, and you play it, and you play it on the guitar, and you're going to bed hoarse, but you're smiling. You're like a lighthouse. And you're dreaming about it all night, thinking, oh, this is just splendid. And you wake up in the morning and you try it again, and you're like, oh, I'm forgetting something, obviously, because that sounds shit. I didn't just know. It's like a dream you try to explain to somebody. And the harder you try to explain it, the less you remember it. It just evaporates. So it's just, just don't go chase them. Don't try to hold on to them too tight. Just fucking watch them as they go by and wave at them with a smile. And it's all good. Because we can get so bogged down with opinions, and we can get so bogged down with gear. That's my new fucking trip now, is gear. Different bows, different arrows. What am I doing wrong? Da-da-da-da. And then you're taking in the world of information, and then it's like, but how is it applicable to me? I don't even know. And then you just gotta say, fuck it, throw it in the corner for a fucking month and ignore it. Like a grown-up. That's how we deal with shit. We ignore it. I'm not talking to you, but you get back to it, you know what I mean? I suppose basically you find your flow. There's ebb and flow, and you figure it out, the one that's tuned to you, because you're in charge, you're dictating everything. So that ramble is finished. These notes kind of made things worse. I don't know, but anyway, best of luck. I hope everyone had a good time at UkiFac. I'm pissed off I didn't go, to be honest. I was hoping to go. I was actually going to be going over and hanging out with my cousin Jonathan. How's it going, Jonathan? Talking to Jonathan yesterday on the phone. Sounds great. Good to hear from you, buddy. Soon though, I shall go to Wales. And yeah, looking forward now to these competitions, to the champs, training. I was actually meant to train today, but we'd fucking rain all day here. And we'd other things to do. Digging and shit. Oh, I thought I was going to get a stroke around 3 o'clock. But where am I? Yeah, I was shooting yesterday the Batman bow. Yeah, there's a lot to work on there, I know. But I'm happy to be shooting it. And those 650 arrows, the 650, they're so much better on the Batman bow. They go so straight. Even when I was like, the last 4 arrows, nice and straight. Beautiful. But I wanted to go at it today for an hour, and then when I was finished, just for kicks, just for laughs, get the sage bow and try it with those arrows and see what the differences are. But tomorrow she'll do that. So safe home to everybody from Yuki-Fac. I hope you had hangovers and shit. I hope you had fun. I saw some scores last night. He shot really well. He scored very well. So well done. And see you soon. See you all soon at the next shoot. And don't forget that fucking competition, that shoot I should say, that's on up the country there next week. Have I got anything written? Is it the Bluebell? Am I right? The Irish Archer and Neil Keeble have been going on about it. It'll be splendid. So go to that if you're going. I'm going to see you when our next shoot is. And I hope to meet you there and we'll have the crack. Okay? So until next time, bye-bye. Oh yeah, what you think of my shirt? You like? Nice, huh? Very brave. They're very nice. Very soft. Nearly silky. Anyway, they're nice. See you later, folks. Bye-bye. I'm fucking retarded today.